Hey everybody, Startup Survival here. Hey smokers, say that all the stores are closed and you haven't had a cigarette for about 3 or 4 days. Wouldn't you be willing to trade something for a nice, crisp pack of cigarettes? I bet you would. Also, if you're hungry, wouldn't you be willing to trade something for a chocolate bar? You know, what do you have to sell for cash if you can't get cash out of the bank machines anymore? Silver, silver's been recognized as valuable for, a very long time, hundreds of years for sure. Anyways, my point is barter items. More specifically, portable barter items that you can throw into a bug out bag or part of a system that you're going to use once you're on the road during a catastrophe. So let me just talk a little bit about my what I've included here, which I think is pretty obvious, everybody can see it, but my rationale behind it. Everything here is going to go in my bug out bag. The silver, I don't know, that's going to be a tough call because that's kind of heavy. I would say this probably weighs that could weigh like a pound, maybe 2 pounds, something like that. Anyways, cash. Cash is first, okay? Cash is king. That doesn't come as a surprise to anyone, I'm sure. I've got about $200 here. I'm actually thinking about swapping out some of these 20s and putting in some like 5s and 10s kind of thing. Because what if the person doesn't have change, right? Maybe you're going to have to pay 20 bucks for an apple or something. So I think it makes sense to have some smaller bills in there for sure. Not too sure about the total amount, but I think $200, that's like a fair amount. That's enough for like a hotel room, a taxi ride, food, whatever. Like it's something, right? And it's really funny that actually we have to talk about cash as something to carry. But I mean, everybody these days is carrying debit cards, credit cards. I actually carry a bit of cash with me, and I'm kind of a freak. It's funny actually, like whenever I'm going out for work, for lunch with people from work, nobody ever has any cash. And I mean, God forbid that the restaurant doesn't take debit or credit. So I'm a cash guy. I like it. So cash, that's the first thing. That's pretty obvious. In the event of a WROL, shit hit the fan type situation, I'm sure it's not going to be like, the apocalypse. I mean, things will still, there will still be things open, but maybe the electricity will be out, it's not end of the world, but you just can't use the bank machines, right? Having a little bit of cash is not a bad thing at all. Highly recommended. Next, let's talk about cigarettes, okay? So I'm not a smoker, so I can safely keep these around, and there's no danger that I'm going to smoke them. But yeah, so these are just some cheap cigarettes I bought at the store today, and it's pretty funny actually. The lady on the box, she's pretty ugly looking, but that's what cigarettes do to you, right? All the things that feel good are really bad for us. That's the lesson we got to learn. But yeah, what I was thinking is I work in a neighborhood in Vancouver called Gastown, and if you've never been there, it's a changing neighborhood, let's say, but it's right beside another neighborhood called the Downtown East Side, and there's the largest concentration of homeless people you will ever see in your life there. They line the sidewalks. I've seen people injecting themselves. They sell cigarettes on the corners. It's like a really messed up place, and if you've never been there, it's it'll blow your mind. It's really, Vancouver's a funny city. It's known for being super expensive and stuff, but there's a lot of poor people that live here too. Anyways, as I pass by those poor people on a daily basis who are addicted to all sorts of different things, I think to myself that in the event that all these people who are addicted, it's not just homeless people, I think everybody's addicted to something, honestly. But say that you can't get whatever it is that you're addicted to, you're probably going to be kind of you're not going to be a happy camper, let's say. So, I actually read about it in a book somewhere that it's a good idea to carry cigarettes with you if you're traveling in a third world country or something, because if you need to, you get into a sticky situation, you offer somebody a smoke, it's a nice gesture or whatever, right? I think the same thing plays in a shit hit the fan type situation. I can just imagine myself or, a group of people, you're sitting down with some people, you don't know them, but, the guy next to you says, oh man, I would do anything for a cigarette. I would kill for a cigarette right now. Well, dude, you don't have to kill for it, but what do you have to trade? Because I think I can hook you up, So, they're pretty light, I would say. These weigh almost nothing. So, these are going in the bug out kit. Yeah, and I mean, I've got some chocolate here as well. That's probably going to be for me to eat, honestly. High in calories, high in sugar, it'll give you a little bit of energy. Not super heavy to carry. I got some other chocolate in the bug out bag that I'll go through, you know, whenever I do that video. But, you know, this is a sort of compact little treat or whatever. You could trade that to somebody for something too, right? I mean, maybe somebody would trade you chocolate for a cigarette or whatever, right? But, you know, that's another like little piece of food or whatever that's easily transferred from one person to another. So, let's talk about the silver coins now for a second, okay? Throw them out here on top of the ugly cigarette people. But yeah, I bought these a while ago. I started buying like one per week, or like every time I got a paycheck or whatever, I would buy like a silver coin. They're not expensive at all. Like these cost probably like 25 bucks or so where I am, and I think I've got like 10 or 11 of them or something, a couple $100. It's nothing major really. But this is something, precious metals, I really think that if currency, you know, if this goes south, if people start to lose faith in currency, they're definitely going to put their money into something, well, smart people anyways, into something like this that is sort of universally recognized as valuable. You know, gold has been considered valuable since like the Roman times, I believe, and like, I'm probably off on that, but for a very long time anyways. And, you know, it's one of those things that people flock to in times of uncertainty, right? So I think that, you know, it would be possible whenever the economy reemerges after whatever the WROL or whatever is, to trade something like this. I mean, I think a lot of people have probably had similar thoughts before. Also, I mean, say that things don't go completely bad or whatever, but the economy just takes a tank, silver goes from being 25 bucks a coin to being $100, right? Maybe that's a good time to sell half your silver and keep a little bit just to see what happens. But yeah, so I mean, like, that's why I bought silver. I just thought it would be a good idea, something cool to have like around the house or whatever. It just sits in a drawer all the time, nothing special going on here, but that's another thing that could definitely go in the bug out kit. It's precious. I wouldn't want to leave that at home if I was never coming back. So that's my thoughts on barter items. Let me know what you guys think, if it's useful to throw in the kit, or what you guys have for barter items too, and what you think would be considered valuable in that type of situation. Thanks a lot for watching.